This best bets and best ball edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. You can win up to 325 times your entry with their new pick 8. Sign up with SGPN to claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get the best data driven props and picks from Rhythm. Claim your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
What's up, guys? This is Carson Steele. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Oh, he's got the lack stick out. No.
Bullshit league. It's wrestling. What the fuck?
Oh man, brutal week for my Wooder Dogs in the PLL. 0-2, both one score losses. Brutal week there. I don't know. We'll get into it in the lacrosse podcast. Ryan, U.S. Open that happened. Crazy finish. Of course, Rory McIlroy choked it away. Bryson DeChambeau came out of the sand to win it all. This is hilarious because I called my dad to wish him a happy Father's Day. My dad randomly has gotten like big into golf. Or just like watching golf. He's turned himself into a real Rory McIlroy fan. And I'm talking to my dad and he's like, "Oh, I'm just about to sit down and watch it. Don't tell me what happens." I taped it. I know my boy Rory's gonna get it done as long as it's not that DeChambeau character. I forget what he actually called him, but I don't like that guy. I don't like the cut of his jib. He's all about just promoting. He's all on social media. My dad was going off on how much he hated Bryson. Rory's gonna win it, and then I'm like, I don't.
Does
say
he know
anything.
you're on social media?
No, I don't know what he thinks I do for a living, but no, we didn't get into what he hated Bryson for that. I don't know. He just
a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Shout out to our fellow content creator, Bryson, bringing home the W. I don't hear from my dad for 4 hours. And then I get a text that says, "Rory is another Donovan McNabb. I just wasted 4 days following him." So that was all.
That was quick.
That really sums it up. Just epic collapse by Rory, and Bryson almost collapsed too. I mean, they both missed incredibly easy putts. Rory missed 2 of them. Bryson only missed 1. That really was the difference there at the end.
I mean, Rory did have like a nut. Like he was having like he had to make this kind of charge to even be in the mix.
Yeah, that's true.
And so there is an element that will be lost in all of this that no one else would have, like other people were in Rory's position and they didn't get there to choke.
They don't get the
choke job shit, but you have to get there first.
But also 3 bogeys in the last 4 holes is
of
just
course, but
classic.
I will say as someone who watched it, it was like I had 100% confidence that Rory was winning when he was in the middle of what it was like the beginning of the back 9 where he like birdied 3 or 4. I was like, all right, he got it.
Well, shout out to Steve. We talked it out in the U.S. Open show. We go, "Hey, Rory," and Steve goes, "Take Roy for first round leader," because him getting first round leader and then choking it late. And I agreed with his handicap. I didn't think it was going to be to that degree. So shout out to Steve and the Golf Gambling Podcast.
Overall,
guys.
though, we won't say this because it's our tournament, our Open. It did lack a little pizzazz. I know they were
what? This was the most exciting finish in a long time to a major.
To a finish, yes.
Yeah.
But the meat between the finish. Did you check in on the 3rd round at all?
No, I didn't watch a lot of third
that's
round.
all. I'm just saying it was. I agree with you. There was a really nice ending to the tournament.
Yeah.
Thought it lacked a little pizzazz in the middle. Kind of felt like a 2-horse, 3-horse, 4-horse race pretty quickly. I don't know. Fortunately, Rory did make that charge, or it would have been a tremendously
It was a great finish.
Boring.
Enjoyed
finish.
it. I don't know. You're the only person who came away from that U.S. Open underwhelmed, Ryan. I got to be honest.
I disagree. I think the last couple holes made up for. They're the last like 9 holes of the tournament made up for the.
Yeah, what decides the winners was exciting.
The middle 2 rounds weren't all that great. That's all.
I think people will look back and say they.
And Bryson won, which everyone hates that.
Yeah.
Bryson, everyone hates Bryson.
People are not a fan of Bryson.
It's the worst thing ever. Now all his bullshit processes are correct. Did you listen to the thing about him? He soaks his he floats his balls in Epsom salt, which that's a great quote right there. Bryson DeChambeau soaks balls in Epsom salt. He wants to make sure the balls are perfect because he flies in the margin. Sean needs perfection. He's fucking weirdo, and now he's a correct weirdo multiple times.
I know all his weird bullshit now paid off. So people are gonna look at it and be like, "Hey, that's the way you do it."
We're gonna get a whole generation of weird fucking Bryson fans.
Yeah, I don't know. He rubs people the wrong way. I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of Bryson fans
because
out there.
He thinks he's better than everyone. That's the thing. Like he thinks he's annoyed with the fact that he has to explain these complex things that he finds simple to these morons in front of him. That's why people find him off-putting. Which I guess, as I say it out loud, I should like him more. Maybe.
Yeah, come on, Ryan.
I like condescending athletes.
Yeah, come on. That's what we're all about. All right, we got some NBA picks, and then we're going to be doing a live best ball draft, which I saw the chat. You can hop in on. But before we even do that,
no collusion here.
Yes, no collusion. Well, I mean, if anything, it's anti-collusion because the chat knows the type of players we like, and they want to take them from us. So
that's collusion for them, though. Anti-collusion for us.
Yeah, Benedict Dantold, of course, pointing out who doesn't soak their balls. Yeah, it reminds me of that the State. Date myself, but the State, that old sketch comedy show, there was a character. I want to dip my balls in it. That was his catchphrase. All-time State sketch. All right, Ryan. New segment. We're debuting on the show, and I think someone sent this into our Instagram. I apologies if I forget, but turned us on to a brand new sport called CarJitsu. Now, I thought when I first heard the name, I thought it was going to be like cars doing battle. Oh no, it is people doing jujitsu in a car.
Can I give you? I just came up with a name for the bit.
Yes,
I think it's future or pandemic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that.
From the future?
Is this in the future or did this happen during the pandemic?
All right, Mark, here we go. We've got a nice start to the action here. And immediately we see a new technique here from Katie. Katie grabs the gi pants of her opponent.
So if you're only listening, they're essentially they're doing jujitsu in a car.
And now she is in an extremely dominant position.
What kind of car is this?
I don't know. Just like a
face down in there. She's a
the announcers are hilarious.
World champ, JT. She's got so much strength. She's gonna be. Looks like
how is this not the biggest sport tomorrow?
She loves the
I think also you are allowed
and she loves
to choke people out with the seatbelt. And even the announcer,
the point. They're trying to.
Even the announcer points it out. Not going for the seatbelt choke early, grabbing the gi pants.
He called it strong seatbelt control. Actually, no. You know what? You had sent me another video I was watching where that guy possessed strong seatbelt control.
It does have a pornographic vibe. Maybe that was I was drawn to the female competitors more than the males. But someone had a great comment in the Instagram. They said this. He goes, "This is why I never have sex in cars. It sounds way better, but the logistics of it,
they're not made to lay down, and certainly not." With
I'm always worried, like, oh, the seat's gonna break. So maybe we'll get a CarJitsu handicapper, but shout out to the growing sport of CarJitsu.
Well, and again, maybe that's the tail end of the bit. Can you bet on this? If so, where?
Yes, I just how do we bet on this? If you have a CarJitsu place that's offering odds, or if you're a CarJitsu sharp, hit us up podcast@sportsgamblingpodcast.com.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. We will be getting down.
Oh,
this is not a gimmick.
Before we get to the best ball draft, joining us on the line from the NBA Gambling Podcast and the MLB Gambling Podcast with a fierce beard. You know him, you love him. Munaf the Machine Manji. Munaf, happy Father's Day to you. Hopefully you had a good Sunday.
Oh yeah, happy Father's Day, Kramer. Yeah, it was a good one. I had Bryson. You guys were talking about. I'm a huge Bryson fan. I don't know what you guys are talking about there, but
Of course you are.
yeah, it was an interesting back nine. You guys talked about it. But other than that, I also hit a 34-1 exacta, so I'm getting into that horse racing.
Now,
I
so
may have
you-
to give some competition to Kramer there.
I like
Now
this.
you bet the U.S. Open exacta. You had Bryson.
No, he's talking about
No, I'm talking about
actual
horses.
You on a horse? Okay,
Yeah.
Nice. I like this non-Kentucky Derby horse action from Munaf.
Just a rando.
Giving Malcolm a run for his money.
Oh, Malcolm, I messaged him this morning for some picks for the Euro Cup going on, and he said, "Mate, I'm 0-5. You don't want my picks." I was like, "That's exactly why I messaged you, Mal. You're 0-5. Might have to go the other way."
He's due for a turnaround. Benedict Dantold saying, "Has someone checked on Mal between England's performance and all the overs in the Euros? He may be seriously depressed." But he told us, like, "Hey, if the overs are happening, keep riding the overs." I don't know if he's not listening to his own advice.
I think it's I
fall victim to that.
We're gonna have to suspend him. Bring Boz on.
Yeah,
we'll have to switch to the good host.
Boz is the specialist. He gave us first half tie in that opening Germany game.
That was bad.
I walk into the room, it's already like 2-0 Germany. I'm like, well, Scotland's never gonna get two goals here.
Sean goes, this is why betting on soccer is stupid.
Yeah. And then I was immediately turned off.
And then just seeing what happened for the entire week, and it's like, a lot of the things we were gonna bet on have not come out to be true. I think Sean might be out on this tournament before the first Monday he can actually enjoy it.
It's hilarious because the stuff that I've hit in the past like week or so is like the door knock at 20-1, and then Rory first round leader, and then all my like normal bets are not hitting at all, but I'm like doing okay because these long shot things are coming in for me. And it's including Kyrie Irving, MVP. That is still alive. Somehow it was 90-1 before the game started, and then 200-1 after they won the game. I don't understand the market, but let's talk a little bit about Game 5. We got a Game 5. Mavs are catching 6.5 in Boston. Total sitting at 209.5. I mean, to me, I guess there's two ways to look at this. One, the Celtics were a bit fraudulent. They weren't this elite team. Mavs were bound to get back in this series. They finally had some things break right for them shooting wise, and now they got a little bit of momentum. All the pressure's off. Look out, we have a series. The other is, okay, Boston knew they weren't going to win the game in like the second quarter and said, fuck it, we're going to win the title at home, and now they're going to blow them out. How say you, Munaf? How do you think this shakes out Game 5?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned like they called off the dogs or failed the comeback attempt, or trying to even come back. It was like 3 minutes left in the third quarter. They're like, all right, let's just rest our starters. We're not going to come back in this game. God forbid another injury happens. They already are going to be without Porzingis. I know he's on questionable right now, but it was something similar to last year where we saw Tyler Hero said that he was available if they need him, but he didn't end up playing. So I don't expect Porzingis to play.
But so wait, real quick.
Yeah.
This is like, some people are saying this is a multiple month injury. How?
Yeah,
I mean, just fucking about. Right?
Our doc, the DJ doc himself, Sebastian, was like, no, this is a multi-month thing. He's not gonna play. Now, I'm sure it's like in the minutia of the degree of it. You know what I mean?
They're just fucking about, right?
I think they're keeping hope alive. I think if somehow it gets to Game 7, that's when we would see KP try and be useful. But I think they realize, like, hey, they've been pretty good this season without him. I think they're 10-2 or something. So I don't think they're gonna trot him out there, because him not 100%. I don't think is. So it's probably one of those things. Yeah, he probably could play, but they're like, no, don't play, because you're gonna be a detriment more than you are helping.
Yeah, so he already missed 10 games during the playoffs, right? So they're already used to not having KP out there. I mean, the one game in Game 1 where he just came out and did his part in that first quarter, and that was pretty much it from the rest of the series. They're used to it without having him out there, so we'll see.
So where are we at? They're catching 6.5. Do the Mavs have a shot, Munaf, or are we just conceding to Celtics?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think, and I've said this all series long, that it's just that the depth right now for this Boston Celtics team in 3 of the 4 games. It's, again, I know it's a boring pick, but
Terrell.
But you take a look at the numbers, right? In Game 4, I mean, the Mavs shot the ball incredibly well from the floor, 50%. They outscored the Boston Celtics 60-26 inside the paint. And it was just a bad shooting night. And we were gonna expect that from Boston in one of these games. It happened to game 4. It kind of goes back, I don't know, conspiracy theory, but did the NBA really want a sweep happening in the NBA Finals? Or do you want that extra game, get that extra money? I mean, Scott Foster was out there for game 4. I mean, if you want to believe that narrative. But I just feel like this Boston team, they have 2 days off. And I think that's the huge thing as well, is that if there was only one game off in between games 4 and 5, I know it's a travel day because they have that 2-2-1-1-1 format. They have that 2 days off. So it gives Boston, it's like Boston, all right, it's like one game. Like we lost this one game. We're still up 3-1. This is the opportunity right now. We're back on our home floor. Let's close these things out on Monday night, where we've been really good, not only during the regular season, but also in the playoffs for this Boston Celtics team. So I think they're gonna respond here. The also key thing, guys, is that Kyrie just has not been very good on the road in particular and in Boston. I think that's what really gives me the hesitation on betting on Dallas to cover this number or not even, win this game outright, frankly. So, I mean, it's boring. I'm going to lay the -6.5 right now. This number has come down. I was around -7. Usually,
I think there are a couple 7.5s.
Yeah, so I'm on Boston here, guys.
And what about the total? Do we just keep auto playing under 209.5? I mean, I don't. The game almost was out of hand and almost got the overlaid in like a weird backdoor fashion. But it's and we keep seeing this in the series. There'll be like quarters. I think it's like the first and third, and then second and fourth are super low scoring, but first and third are crazy high scoring. I think you almost got to take the under again if you're playing the side, right? Or can you make a case for the over here?
Yeah, I think that under is probably the way to go. That if you want to play an over, that first quarter, like you mentioned, Sean, has been the one that's been cashing on the over. And another angle, I think the over might be a Celtics team total over. If you want to look at that, I think they really have a great shooting night, getting over their number. I think they could score 110 points in this game, getting over their team total. So a full game, I would still go under. But that first quarter, for whatever reason, the defense has been a little bit looser, and that's the game progresses. The screws started to tighten up on the defensive side. But I would still look at the full game under if you want to, bet a total here.
Sean, did you take in the Slovenia Denmark soccer game in the Euros?
No, I missed that.
So Denmark was pretty much dominating the game. They came in as a favorite to win in 90 minutes. Smothering 1-0, holding all the possession. And then in the 77th minute, Eric Janza, who knows if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, absolutely pipes a shot that deflects off a defender and goes into the upper corner. Boom, draw. Luka's back. The Mavs are back. Fuck the Celtics.
Slovenia's back.
Well,
can you celebrate a tie? I guess it is soccer.
It was a +270 tie. Live bet. That was probably like a 6-1 proposition right there. So,
oh my God,
absolutely, I'm going to get back on the Luka train. Absolutely, Boston's due to choke at home. That's what Terrell would have told us if he was here.
Oh no,
Terrell would have told us that they haven't choked at home in a while. That would have been the whole handicap.
Yeah, it would have.
So let's go.
I'm going down with the ship. Give me the Mavs +6.5. I will say, I think something
money line. What are you doing +6.5? Yeah, come on.
+200. Toss them in on the money line as well. I do think some of the there are a couple props I like.
This is how you handicap basketball, by the way. Take notes, Munaf.
There are a couple props I like, including Munaf mentioned it. I do think Kramer likes Luka in game 5, which it's hard to disagree, but I like the Kyrie Irving under 23.5 points, even though I am
hedging your MVP.
Yeah, I'm hedging my 100-1 MVP.
That's a great hedge, Sean.
But the Celtics fans are clearly in his head. He hasn't been good on the road. I think under 23.5, smash it. And the other one I like, even though I'd like the Mavs, Derek Lively under 8.5 points. He's only gotten 2 points a game in the 2 road games. He's had 9 games in the playoffs where he's gone under this number. It seems like they do have a workaround for him. Now, maybe KP not being out there those past couple of home games where he did get over it. Either way, I know Rhythm likes those as well. So Derek Lively under 8.5, Kyrie Irving under 23.5 points. Munaf, how say you? Any props you like?
Yeah, I agree about the Kyrie angle. He's only gone over this number once in the regular season against the Boston Celtics. I think the fans are just inside of his head. I mean, he can say all the things he wants, but it's still inside of his head. I think this might be the Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown game, something similar to what we saw in Game 3. If you want to take the over on their points prop or even their 3-point ladder, I think would be a consideration here. But I feel like the Boston Celtics have a really good 3-point shooting night, and those are plus odds as well. I think Jason Tatum was at 3.5. At plus, let's see here, Jason. Yeah, no, he's at 2.5 now. So if you want to ladder that up, I think that's a good opportunity there. If KP doesn't play, guys, Al Horford has. We've always seen that one Al Horford game where he just looks like he's turned the clock back like 10 years. And he puts up 20 plus points. I think this could be a game where he gets over his PRA. And the one, I'll give out one more here. Luka first quarter points has just been an ATM machine. If it's at 8.5, even 9.5, anything under 10. I like Luka in the first quarter because he usually comes out and sets the tone here for this Dallas Mavericks team.
Which, all right, so I just to close the loop on, I did do a little bit of a deep dive. It is PRA, not PAR. So you can fucking suck it, ESPN.
Yeah, ESPN is still sticking with calling it PAR.
And I got in an argument with the on-air host about what it meant. Like I was mocked that I didn't know what PAR.
You don't know
meant.
what points, assists, rebounds? Yeah,
I'm making fun of you. Come on, dude.
Last question here, Munaf. You like Tatum to have a good Game 5? Any chance he snags the MVP from Jaylen Brown? He's plus 255 right now for the MVP. Kind of a weird series for MVP. I did toss out Jaylen Brown, even though I bet Kyrie Irving. I did say Jaylen Brown. If you like the Celtics, that was the way to play it at plus 650. Yeah. Crazy. But now Tatum at plus 255. Feel like if he has a strong Game 5 and a closeout, he might steal it. How say you?
Yeah, I agree 100% that if he comes out and has like a 30, 11 rebounds, 5 assists type of game, and he makes like those impact plays and like he ices the game in that fourth quarter, I think that could really sway the voters towards Jason Tatum. So plus 255, I think that's a great look for him. And the odds have come down, right? Jaylen Brown was almost close to a $4 favorite going into Game 4, right? And both those guys just didn't have a great Game 4, just like the rest of the team. But I think it's a good hedge there if you already have Jaylen Brown. I know I have him at around 6 to 7 to 1, and some other odds as well. So if you want to play Jason Tatum, maybe of a hedge if you like Boston in this game, like I do, I think that's a good price on Jason Tatum.
Did we want to throw out any first basket props? Or
no. I don't have anything for first basket. No, Kramer, what do you got?
Jason Tatum 3-pointers 18 to 1.
Woo!
It's just a lot of people talking about stuff, and I don't know. I'll sprinkle that.
Okay. What do you see for Al Horford 3-pointer first shot?
He's I do basket. Have it right. I got it up right in front of me. Al Horford 3-pointer is 16 to 1.
Ooh, yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Okay, so we should do. Oh, all right. So I'll do both of those. Then.
All right, toss.
I don't want to miss out if I sit here.
Well, we do have a new Boston Cappers checking in with some of these picks.
Why really?
Would anyone do that?
That is his.
Sorry, I talked over.
This is the debut of the new Boston Cappers sound effect. When we told him we were going to be doing a Euros episode.
Why would anyone do that?
And then newbie from the lacrosse show, when he gives out his play as a mini whale, and he tried to do the sound of a mini whale. It definitely came out way more like a dolphin.
That's
I've been playing this when I play the clip, my dog goes nuts. So maybe if anyone else has a dog that reacts similarly, please send in the video.
I will say when I've paddled around the marina with the dog in the boat. Dogs and seals are 100% related.
Oh, really?
Oh, they are 100% communicating. They're like, "Yo, what's up, dude? Oh,
what's up, water dog?"
Yeah, they're like, "Yeah, they're water dogs."
All right, Munaf, appreciate you hopping on. Make sure you subscribe to the NBA Game of the Podcast and the MLB Game of the Podcast and the Propcast. Follow him on X at SportsNerd824. Kramer, I just gave out a couple of player props, and I got them using the model I built with Rhythm. That's right, Rhythm. If you're into betting NBA player props, you got to download Rhythm. Get that free 7-day trial. I'll get you going here for the NBA Finals. Maybe you get Game 5, Game 6. Also, really sharp with WNBA and golf. So Highly recommend it. Really cool. You can create your own models. You got some MIT nerds came up with this whole thing, and they've put in a ton of data, ton of analysis. Very good at identifying value on some bench players. They were all over Hauser, over 5.5 points in Game 4. Of course, that came through in dramatic fashion. I think he ended up having 13. The alt even came in. So claim your 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
Sean, and let me give them an extra special shout out because when you go to the NFL game picks,
oh man,
they have a clock that tells you exactly
NFL
how much
clock
down to the minute, exactly how much time before you can make picks.
Greatest app in the world.
Yep.
RITHMM. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. So they know we sent you.
That was not part of the read. That was just me being kind and great user experience. If you're into that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's hop over into the.
And I saw the chat. They were asking, can they get in on the draft? Yes. So
sure. We're about to pop our heads in. So
perfect. We will give you a little bit of a heads up here, so you can click the button at the same time. That's your best chances to hop in with us.
All right. So are you ready? So I have something
ready.
to say.
Can you give me a countdown, Ryan?
3. Are you? How many do you want to count down from 10? 10, 9.
Wait, that's
8,
a great insight
7.
into Ryan. Instead of just starting the countdown, he's like, all right, let's think about the best countdown.
Gotta make sure.
Do you want to count down from 3
5,
to 10?
4, 3, 2. All right, I'm going in.
Okay. Enter and yes.
Oh, lots of spots. 8
Great.
spots. 8 spots.
Someone asked, fetching my draft.
It's that season, so I'm getting DM'd a lot of drafts asking for personal feedback on each.
Now you're talking about Jake or other listeners?
Outside of well, Jake, of course. Jake
gets
different.
priority access.
Yeah, that is the Slack message versus the DM.
Yes.
But I'm getting a good amount of those, and one person did ask me if we use any sort of draft tools. And so I said, what does that mean? And they said, like you see some of these guys, they have like a different colored number to the left of the ADP, for example. They might be running some sort of software that's overlaid. Maybe it shows their ownership percentage. Maybe, so to that answer, no, I don't. I would say I consume projections from people that are smarter than me running simulations for sure. But I definitely, and Sean and I will be doing we're so sophisticated. We still do top 10 episodes, unlike these nerds who like to rank everyone. But well, Sean,
Ryan,
those are coming up.
Those are always a debate. Do we go full point PPR? You get enraged if I mention half point PPR, but Underdog, as we know, the scoring in Underdog,
you want to do
half point PPR.
I don't,
and I am honestly transitioning away. I'm announcing my transition from no managed leagues this year. Well, maybe the crypto league.
What do you mean?
That's it. No managed leagues.
I mean, you can say that for yourself then. If you're including the crypto, that's
with the crypto league's exception.
What are you managing in there?
Well, being on your team where Ryan manages
just making obnoxious Eagles moves.
Just all best ball. All my Eagles moves in the crypto league have been solid.
Sometimes they work out. They did work out in pros versus Joes. So when as I'm doing the fantasy circuit, nice to be able to tout at pros versus Joes.
Yeah, we won a best ball, or we won like a main event entry, which is like $2,000, right?
Yep.
Of course, if you haven't already, underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN, you can get up to $250 in bonus cash. So, I mean, which would be sweet. Essentially 10 free drafts here, up to 10 free drafts here in the big best ball mania. $1.5 million of first, $15 million in prizes. It's crazy. We're going to be doing a bunch of these again. Sunday night football. Every Sunday between now and football starting, we're going to be doing football episodes. Not that we're not going to be doing football episodes otherwise, because we got our team previews, the fantasy previews, and we got a ton of other football stuff going on in the network as well. The college football experience in Colby, they're doing their individual team previews. They've already started that. We've relaunched the fantasy football podcast. It is now 5-minute fantasy football. So if you are doing season long dynasty, whatever, Dave, very good at getting you 3 5-minute episodes a week, just getting you ready for the season. Super consumable. You don't have these long, dragged out episodes. You get stuck in the weeds there. Very quick, very fun. And of course, if you're signing up for Circa Million, Circa Survivor, footballcontestproxy.com, promo code SGP, get you $50 off. The draft has started, Ryan. I was number 1. I took Christian McCaffrey, then Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson off the board. You take Amon-Ra St. Brown.
So typically I've been taking either AJ Brown or Garrett Wilson here. So just and a little bit of Breece Hall, just being different. I do think that not having any Amon-Ra is probably not a good idea this year, because I do like the offense and I have a decent investment in other pieces.
Beezer picks. So I saw in the chat, he goes Breece Hall, Bijan Robinson, then AJ Brown, Puka Nacua. I mean, I like, Christian McCaffrey, hard to not like him, but I do hate drafting at the end of these drafts because it's so hard. So
I was asked this question recently.
Yes.
Would you rather be on the edges or in the middle?
Middle, 100% for me.
I think it depends on the room. Because I think when you're on the edges, if you're at if it's something for a tremendous amount of money, where people are going to act like there's going to be a lot of volatility because people are like, fuck it, I'm playing for a ton of money.
Yeah.
I'd rather be at the edges because then I can it gives me more control over reaching to dictate on what the draft is going to do. While it does suck while you're sitting there, I think overall you have a little bit more control.
Nikki Sager, friend of the program, I think he's in the chat there, took Saquon end of round 1. Garrett Wilson goes 12th. Second round starts up with Jahmyr Gibbs.
Wow. Okay.
Then Marvin Harrison Jr.
Don't see that a lot. Saquon going in the first round.
Yeah.
Probably affected that. I think Saquon's probably one of the guys we'll see settle down in the first round by the time September's here. Like him going in the second, it was wrong. But
Nikki Sager, nicknamed himself Dominicky Sager, the donkey in the house.
Oh, okay.
It's Dominic.
Is that?
I like that. He's leaning into it.
I wonder if that's his real name.
Dominicky.
Yeah,
I might be Dominic if he's going by Nick.
Dominicky.
Maybe Nicholas.
Think anyone's ever gone by Dominicky?
Nico Collins, Devontae Adams, Drake London, Jonathan Taylor off the board. Kramer on the clock.
Got a real boomer in front of us here.
You got Amon-Ra. What are you doing now?
I'm ending up with a lot of Chris Olave in this spot. It just seems like who else is getting targets down?
Yeah,
Juwan Johnson just went down. He was projected to get a decent amount of targets. I'm a big fan of Chris Olave this year.
It's going to be interesting what I do here. Jalen Waddle, Mike Evans off the board.
Like the way you talked yourself up there.
What do you mean?
Oh, you explained to everyone that you're about to do something really, really interesting.
Oh, well, I guess end of the second, beginning of the third. I'll probably go double receiver. I mean, Devon Achane is
Sean.
Interesting. Devonta Smith goes.
Wow.
May have been in my queue. May
they
not.
Know.
Brandon Ayuk goes. So now Debo Samuel's right up there.
To me,
Malik Neighbors, DJ Moore.
Yeah, but this is where the Kyron Williams thing is feels like it's going out of control. It's tough though, because you also have McCaffrey, so you probably should go 2 receivers. I don't think you can go wrong. And there's receivers that I know you like here. You should just take them.
I took Debo Samuel, Ryan.
I realize I have no opinion on Debo Samuel.
Yeah, he's a guy that I just have no shares of. So Debo Samuel, DJ Moore, kind of a different team.
Couple alphas there.
Yeah, which you can still get Caleb Williams super late, which I'm fine with. Devon Achane goes. DK Metcalf. I don't know, man. A 3rd round receiver in a Geno Smith offense. I'm just not super excited about.
Well, and one of the bigger off-season news stories that if you're not plugged in at all, the Seattle's going to run the shit out of the ball. Seattle's going to be looking to emulate a little bit of a run first approach. Malik Neighbors goes, so I can't take him. Damn it.
I mean, honestly, I think what could be good for DK Metcalf fantasy wise is if Geno Smith either gets hurt or sucks, and Sam Howell comes in there and they're passing the ball a ton, and they rack up a ton of garbage fantasy stuff. If Seattle's a good team, I don't know, man. I guess I'm not super high on the Seattle's offense. Kyron Williams goes. Sam Laporta goes to you, Kramer.
Oh, I have a Monron. I think I was fine to be able to put those two guys together with the first and the third.
Okay.
Rounder.
Michael Pittman Jr. goes.
Certainly bumps up the uniqueness of the stack. Don't you think?
Laporta and Amon.
Yeah, putting them together.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you're deeper in. Into
well, I'm gonna do a triple stack. So
Cooper Kupp goes. I honestly considered taking Cooper Kupp here.
That's why I was trying to be cryptic and say that to you.
No, it's just I have a bunch of Cooper Kupp already.
I don't think
try and spread my wings here with this draft.
Well, also DJ Moore allows you to get into some Caleb Williams, which I know you've been dying to get into.
No, I have a little bit of Caleb Williams. A little bit. Little sprinkle of Caleb Williams. Zay Flowers on the board. I know our buddy Jake Paquin, the merch god himself, is a big fan of Zay Flowers. Shout out to Jake too. The SGPN DGens only, the DGen Dream Team t-shirts, super fire, perfect for 4th of July. Get those while you can, man.
I think I might have to get some of those for the kids.
I can't wait to
kids like a white hoodie.
Wake up. Well, you got to be careful with
what do you mean?
Well, saying I got to get some white hoods for my
white hoodie.
Oh, okay.
Hoodie.
Yeah, just make sure you hit that.
Wow.
T Higgins goes. As we know, T Higgins capitulated, signed his franchise tag. He was always going to play. Stephon Diggs, Amari Cooper holding out, wants a new contract. Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, Trey McBride. Are you scared off of Amari Cooper, Ryan, because he's holding out? No, these guys always end up playing.
Yeah,
I think it's been a while since someone actually missed the game.
But it does seem like the Browns are already.
It does highlight
already issues going on in Browns.
Well, and again, I guess he's not. It's not like Hassan Reddick where he's going on a new team and holding out, not learning the system. At least Amari Cooper knows what it's like to have Deshaun Watson as your head coach. Mark Andrews goes. I'm not high on Mark Andrews once again. I think the injury history,
so much shade.
Isaiah Likely nipping at his heels. Isaiah Likely playing well.
There goes Jalen Hurts.
I just don't think Mark Andrews is elite. I just don't think he makes sense. I didn't think he made sense last year in the 4th round. I don't think he makes sense this year. I think he was even higher last year. Jalen Hurts, QB1 off the board. Christian Kirk goes.
I mean, at some point you got to play best player available. Come on.
George Pickens is, the more I think about it, getting interesting for me. Kelsey goes.
I Ryan, no plans to take Kelsey.
Wow.
Haven't built a team like this yet, Sean.
2 elite quarterbacks. I got to say that's, to me, minus
tight ends.
2 elite tight ends. Because I think it's kind of a waste, honestly. Because you can only play 1 tight end.
It's not true. You have a flex spot.
Oh, you're right. But I don't know.
That's
2
why
tight ends.
Well, but it's draft equity, Sean. Don't look at positions. Jesus Christ, it's 2024.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have to be a little bit more progressive. And I had no plans to take him there, but when I look at my pass catchers list, do I like Kelsey more than Tank Dell? Yes. Do I like Kelsey more than Terry McLaurin? Yes. I can keep playing this game. So yeah, I was always gonna take him. Any other thoughts on the quarterbacks as they start to come off the board here?
Lamar goes. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think Jalen Hurts, Lamar, Josh Allen.
Is that right? Should it be?
Oh, I mean, I'm high on Jalen.
No, but should it be like, so basically what we've seen is like, this is the top 3. These are the first three that should come off the board in some order. Usually it's Josh Allen, probably.
Yeah. So I would say this. I mean, obviously I'm a huge Jalen Hurts fan. Think he's in line for a good year, but I think having Saquon certainly
takes away those touchdowns.
Could hurt those rushing touchdowns, which really did help boost his fantasy value. Lamar, yeah, I mean, coming off an MVP year, hard to not like him there. I would probably lean Josh Allen, but I see the case for Hurts. I mean, certainly much better pass catchers and Saquon could just be huge for the offense and carry the whole offense. So, or like, help move the offense up a bit. I mean, you look at those first 10, 11 games before the Eagles just completely unraveled. Their offense was playing at a pretty high level.
Okay.
Kramer just took Patrick Mahomes.
This is a weird season. Now I'm taking good quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I wasn't planning on doing that at all.
So Isaiah Pacheco, Travis Etienne, Dalton Kincaid, Patrick Mahomes, Anthony Richardson, who I always like Anthony Richardson. I have a ton of him so far. Yeah, I mean, I was considering taking Patrick Mahomes instead, but you already had Kelsey, so I snagged Hollywood Brown, which I don't have a lot of, but I do. The case gets more and more interesting.
They were sitting courtside, Sean.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I wasn't super. Yeah, I don't know. He's maybe a little too high his ADP, but
Hollywood.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, how long is Rice going to be out? Have we settled on that number?
I still think it's going to be half a season. I mean, I certainly like him more than Xavier Worthy in the same round. You just have a much. I mean, it's a rookie receiver. You don't know what you're getting, and yeah, there's an upside, but there's an upside too for Hollywood Brown. The more I think about it, Godwin off the board.
I mean, at this point, I like Hollywood because he was sitting courtside.
Yeah,
I like Kelsey obviously because he's fallen to a point where it's borderline disrespectful.
Wow,
and I think I'm gonna be back on Rashee Rice at some point. Because at some point he's gonna fall far enough where it's like, oh, okay.
Nikki Sager saying he finds it intriguing to draft both Andrews and Likely on the same team. Is that something you would consider in best ball, Ryan? I wouldn't.
That's probably not a good move.
I think
if you're betting on Likely, you're betting against Andrews.
Yeah, I think because of where you have to get Andrews, that would be bad, right? Because you're
Likely's still going pretty late. So the fact that he's relatively cheap, but you're probably much better off just to use the Andrews equity somewhere else if you're betting on Likely. Because if Likely hits in the way that you need him to hit for it to be like the best pick ever, then yeah, you probably need Andrews to get hurt again.
Yeah, I mean, if your fourth round pick is Mark Andrews and he ends up not playing much, and Isaiah Likely is a good pick, that means your team is probably fucked if you're getting zeros from your round 4 pick.
It's a good way to put it.
Alvin Kamara, he's holding out. Kyle Pitts goes. Alvin Kamara, CJ Stroud. The nerds are back in on Kyle Pitts, Ryan. Have you thought his knee injury and just another year of not playing well?
It's like, what are we doing?
Kenneth Walker goes. I like both him and Charbonnet. I don't know who I like better. I mean, Charbonnet you can get so late. The new coaches coming in have no attachment to either. I mean, I kind of like them both. Jordan Addison goes. Adunze goes.
Oh, I didn't take him thinking you might be able to land him.
Well, thank you, Ryan.
I tried.
You took Addison. Interesting. Setting up for late Sam Darnold, JJ McCarthy play.
I like how cheaply you can stack the quarterback there. And the more that I think about like the situation with Hawkinson being out for a while, Addison could be a really nice piece this year. What I'm a little surprised by is how the odds are talking to me about what Sam Darnold's going to be as a starter. It does seem like they think Sam Darnold is going to be the starter, which is shocking to me, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was on the Minnesota subreddit. I shared our clip of June Jones saying that he thought JJ McCarthy might be the best quarterback in the class or best rookie year, however he phrased it. And they were like, "Oh no, he's not going to play at all this year." Like, all right, I'm a bit skeptical on that. They don't draft these guys to sit the bench.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to take Keon Coleman just because I don't have much.
Because you've been sitting next to me all off season.
Yeah. So I took DeAndre Hopkins again. Easy to get that Will Levis stack late with Chig, and then Keon Coleman because why not?
30% target share. That's why. Or Dalton Kincaid. I think Kincaid's probably good value. I was tinkering with my tight end rankings. Kincaid's going to have to be pretty high just based on how many targets I see him getting. All right, you know what? I don't think he gets back to me. Oh, and he gets
Jay Cutler is in the draft pool. FYI.
What do you mean?
I mean, if you like,
if we want,
I was looking for a quarterback named Jay, and he was in there.
All right, so I'll just button that down to where I'm pretty much going to take Jared Goff later.
Jamison Williams in the 7th round. Evan Ingram. Ryan.
Yes.
Have you signed up with Game Time yet? GameTime.co, promo code SGPN, get you 20 free bucks. Perfect example of why Game Time is great. I was hanging around Saturday, didn't have anything to do. My brother-in-law texted me, "Hey, I was going to take my daughters, aka my nieces, to their to a Dodgers game. They haven't been in a long time. Do you want to go?" I said, "Yes." Wait, these are last minute tickets. No way we can find a deal. Wrong, because we got Game Time. Use the promo code SGPN. Had a great hang over at Dodger Stadium. Got to explain baseball to my nieces. Tried to get them intrigued on some gambling. Did not hit the Dodgers team total over. But good time all around. GameTime.co, promo code SGPN. They were really impressed. I looked like a rock star. They're like, "Wow, they were so close to the field." And they thanked me, and I said, no. Thank Game Time. GameTime.co, promo code SGPN.
Nice.
Thanks. Brian Thomas, Cortland Sutton, JSN, Kyler Murray goes, not to Kramer, Christian Watson, Joey B.
Were you surprised it wasn't to me?
Oh, I mean, you're a big fan of him, so
yeah, not this team though.
Okay,
I would have already taken McBride or Harris. I feel like most teams I'm taking McBride or Harrison.
Oh, I just put Najee Harris in my queue, and look at it. Nicky Sager snaked him.
Do you have any running backs yet?
Jalen Warren goes. I just have this guy by the name of Christian McCaffrey. Right?
I don't have any. So the fantasy community, another thing I found out going and talking to other people, the fantasy community.
No, wait, where are you doing this?
Just various. I had a spur of like fantasy related guest spots.
Oh, okay.
The fantasy community is higher on Jonathan Brooks than I think you or I.
Yeah, I mean they're all in on him, right?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't quite get it.
I mean, wasn't there just a recent news story where like, hey, the knee is not quite right? All right. I mean, did I miss that?
Yeah. No.
What piece of shit took Zamir White?
We're unfortunately always going to fight over this kind of guy. But you know what? He's just Sean. I'm keeping it simple this year when it comes to identifying guys who are studs. Are you getting the volume to do what you need to do? There's no way that Zamir White gets less volume than Jonathan Brooks. Like that's a crazy situation. That's a crazy either or, for example. So yeah, Zamir White, I'll keep drafting him. What round are we in? The 8th?
Yep.
Zamir White, I will draft Zamir White in the 6th round.
Dak Prescott, Jordan Love off the board. DeAndre Swift goes. I'm on the clock. Little ahead of ADP, but I'm not going to be drafting for a while. Don't want to miss out on Caleb Williams.
Yeah, you can't fuck that.
And then Raheem Mostert scored 18 touchdowns last year. I know he's got some competition, but I'm going to roll the dice back with him.
That's a great pick, Sean. It's a great pick.
In the 9th round, the guy who had 18 touchdowns.
No,
I mean, we can. I see why he's slipping, but it's a great pick. Raheem Mostert.
It wasn't
massive upside.
Yeah, I like the pick. All seriousness with the pick. Love the pick.
Thank you.
I think that I also think it's okay to take the other running back, Jalen Wright. It's just crazy to me where Achan's going.
Yeah.
It's incorrect.
Curtis Samuel, Devin Singletary, Tony Pollard, all off the board.
Ooh, all right. So probably need to go high ceiling on the. So I'll take another running back I was high on in the draft process, Sean. We need Connor. Connor probably needs to get hurt. He's old. It's possible, but I'm bullish on the team. So Trey Benson, welcome.
I'm gonna try and find this.
What are you looking for?
Some news regarding the Broncos running back situation.
Oh, it's tough. I
mean, there's a lot of Jaleel McLaughlin, impressive. Mixing in with the ones. I keep telling people he was the guy, and then I was reading stuff about smart people were convincing me, no, give Javonte Williams, or I don't know. You know, you hear so many voices. I think I'm going to stick with Jaleel McLaughlin because I mean, him at his ADP is just a massive upside player.
Javonte Williams is just intriguing because of what he was a first round pick.
Yeah,
he's still in the. Is he? Yeah, he's still out there.
Yep. Romeo Dobbs off the board. Brian Robinson Jr. goes.
Definitely don't want to influence someone drafting him or anything.
Khalil Shakir off the board.
Do you plan on stacking Brock Purdy?
Do I?
And Christian McCaffrey?
I guess I should, right?
No.
I don't really want to.
McCaffrey by himself's fine.
Yeah. And I got Debo randomly too.
Oh, then you probably should. Think about you probably should. Do you know what no, I'm not going to talk to you.
What, by week 17?
Yeah. I was going to quiz you. Week 17 for the San Francisco 49ers is?
I'm going to say it is. Oh shit, I can't even find week 17.
Detroit Lions.
Detroit Lions. Wow.
There's some meat on that bone.
Jaden Daniels goes. Javonte Williams goes.
Still high on Jaden Daniels?
Yeah, I think he's pretty interesting from a fantasy point of view.
Yeah.
I think if you can't get him, I think Drake May is like, you know, your last two picks. Him with a pass catcher as a last minute stack is pretty fun. Mike Williams off the board. Kramer on the clock.
No, it's not worth it. I was calculating.
Jared Goff.
I was calculating if it was going to be worth it to wait and see if he'd fall around, knowing that you weren't going to take him, and seeing that one of the guys has two quarterbacks, two other guys have quarterbacks. Couldn't take that risk. I don't know if there's some donkey in here that just wants to take Jared Goff and screw me over.
It's Dominic the Donkey.
Trevor Lawrence, Goldilocks himself. Tajay Spears goes, who was actually in my queue. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I like Tajay Spears. I think you do have to draft a little Tony Pollard though if you like Tajay Spears.
Oh, Brock Purdy goes.
Wow, who are you? See that guy would have maybe he takes Goff if I don't take Goff. So I'm glad. I feel good. That sucks. No, actually it doesn't. You didn't want him. You didn't want him.
Chase Brown, I do want.
You didn't want him at all.
No. Dontavian Wicks is interesting.
Ooh, you've been taking him a bunch.
It is just a bit of a crapshoot there in Green Bay. I guess I need running backs. Gus Edwards.
Yeah, that's your pick.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm taking him if you don't take him.
He's just such a volume.
Collusion.
I just need some volume guys because I got Christian McCaffrey. Mostert is a wild card. Chase Brown's a wild card. I guess Gus Edwards is too. But
Kadarius Toney playing football this year?
Why not?
What's your take on Sky Moore right now? Do you have a take on Sky?
No,
Moore
I don't.
Right
I don't have my Sky Moore take.
Really?
Lined up. Ryan, why don't you scroll down a little bit for the folks?
You're gonna not have a Sky Moore take and then tell me what to do?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I got to plan out. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, 7 picks left. I got to start. I got no tight ends.
All right. This again, probably by ADP is probably a reach, but keep reading.
Zach Charbonnet.
Keep reading about. He's young. And I keep reading about what this offense is going to be. And it seems like they're going to run the damn ball. What's your take on the Chicago or the Cleveland running back room?
I do like Deonta Foreman super late.
Is that the take?
Yeah, I mean, well, originally I probably had too much of Nick Chubb. I mean, I don't know. I kind of thought he was going to be ready week 1, and then I mean that was like pre-draft or whatever, those first couple drafts, and now it's been made kind of clear that he's not. So
Josh, jot that time code down for me. Sean talking about a lot of Chubb. We'll do something.
Zeke goes. Jerome Ford. Do you like Jerome Ford? I mean, you know.
So as I was drafting my last pick, Zach Charbonnet, I was, it's like, okay, well, Nick Chubb and Ford are prop and Foreman. Like someone is going to be useful here, but I don't know who. I'd much rather bet on Charbonnet like falling into a heavy usage role than any three of those guys this year. Justin Herbert going in this round seems crazy. We got to draft more Justin Herbert just in case, right? What if Harbaugh does fix him?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm kind of out on that idea, but what if? No what ifs.
No, I'm just rearranging my queue round. I got a lot cooking over here. This this is why it's so annoying drafting back to back, because I have to like think of the guys I won, then think of all these jabrones that are gonna take as well. Pat Freiermuth off the board. He's going pretty low.
Yeah.
Do we think it? I have Caleb Williams. Should I be looking to draft Cole Kmet?
Yeah. But in general, if you can correlate the tight end, it's the best way to get a tight end. All right, we're gonna do a little bring back here.
Ooh, Ricky Pearsall, right?
They spent a nice pick on him. It was either gonna be Pearsall or Juwan Jennings. It feels like Juwan Jennings is the safe pick. Pearsall is the more fun pick. Especially, who knows? Maybe Devo gets traded. Maybe Sean doesn't have 2 49ers by the time the season starts.
Never know.
You never know. You want another quiz? Let's see what's your you got all right, Bears week 17.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just looked at it and then I forgot.
You already forgot. Seattle.
Yeah.
Seattle. You don't have a second quarterback to get quizzed on. Eagles week 17.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's Cowboys.
I know,
I had this discussion in our Discord and I said some guys like, I'm an Eagles fan. Have you been correlating week 17? I said, no, can't do it. Oh, you fucking piece of shit.
Wow.
You, Matt,
who did that?
Took in Kendre Miller right from my.
Well, now you just take Kmet. Why are you getting all upset?
Ty Chandler and Cole Kmet.
Just realized that.
Well, because I really like Kendre Miller. I think he's a great play. But yeah, I'll take Cole Kmet.
All right, what do we got here? I think I'm only going 2 quarterbacks with this build. Probably only 2 tight ends with Kelsey Laporta. To Sean's point, I am a 3 tight end guy in general, but when you have 2 alphas like that, I don't think it makes sense. We just load up on running backs and only 3 running backs. That could be trouble because my best running back's Amir White.
Yeah, I got Christian McCaffrey, Raheem Mostert, Chase Brown, Gus Edwards, Ty Chandler. I probably need one more running back. Couple late quarterback bullets. Oh, your boy A-Rod's still available, Ryan. Matty Stafford. Although Matt Stafford without Cooper Kupp or Puka is really not that fun.
Maybe you stack with like a tight end. It's doable, but
Baker alive and well.
That's your guy.
I do like Baker. He's certainly intriguing. Ryan, what are the markets we're going to be talking? And Juwan Johnson's seemingly out for the season, so his ADP is still pretty high.
Is that what we're going with?
I mean, I'm not. I'm drafting 0% of him.
Yeah, me too.
He's on my DND list, Ryan. Do not draft.
All right, so I think this guy is gonna be used a ton in the Arthur Smith offense when they do pass. It also is a bring back for me with the Chiefs, who
Russell Wilson in the 13th round.
What? Roman Wilson.
Oh, Roman Wilson.
Yeah, that's true. It is an R Wilson, but it's a wide receiver.
They should really clarify. Yeah, I guess it is.
So rookie receiver, potentially.
No, I love
the
Roman
reason
Wilson.
They were able to ship Deontay Johnson out.
Love Roman Wilson because again,
and he's a bring back for the Chiefs.
Trust the Steelers to get it right at receiver. Don't overthink it.
Yeah, and he's a bring back for the Chiefs.
Tyler Algier is available, although no, he's going to get 0 work now that they have. Now that they don't have.
Yeah, he's got to get traded.
Arthur Smith in there.
Well, wait till he gets cut and the Steelers pick him up.
Chris Brady checking in in the YouTube chat under a new coaching staff and with valuable experience under his belt. Expectations are high that JSN will be a huge part of the offense. Yeah, him making a jump season 1, I don't mind. I guess I'm just kind of skeptical on the Seattle offense. I'm just skeptical on Geno in general
about him not knowing the playbook last year. Like JSN, like some not great like professional work ethic stuff.
Yeah, his numbers were decent though for a rookie for sure.
I just think the team's going to go to so much more run heavy stuff.
Yeah,
I don't see him getting on the field over Lockett, and they're going to want Metcalf out there because of his size. Like to me, the reason you're optimistic is you just point to Zay Flowers last year and say, what if he does something like this? But that's not what he's doing. He brought in the offensive coordinator from Washington. They're going to be running something that looks a little different than anything we've seen before. And it sounds like the head coach has instructed him to run the damn ball. So
again, the new coaching system, it could break kind of one of two ways. And you always have to be skeptical of a year 2 guy not drafted by, like a different coaching regime drafted. Those are 2 red flags. Eye test though, he was certainly interesting. I'm just slightly down on Seattle's passing game in general.
All right. So this guy, someone will,
but you did point out 63 catches, 628 yards, 4 touchdowns. Those are good stats for
Sean's going to be really pissed at me.
Oh, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, he's in my queue too. I watched the same clips with Sean Payton.
Come on. Fucking shit's rigged.
We got the same filter when it comes to that stuff. The question is, do you sneak in a little Bo Nix third quarterback double stack real quick here? How interested are you drafting any Bo Nix?
No. Maybe no. He's certainly an interesting third quarterback. Maybe I will. I got to figure out my second quarterback first, though.
It does seem like
Chuba goes. Damn.
Chuba is gonna be the starting running back. We all look how many shields are in this draft. I didn't even notice that. You should have warned the audience. These poor folks who just came in for their first. They have 10 drafts. You mentioned it. 10 Best Ball Mania drafts with their new account that they signed up using SGPN. And one of them, they come into all these shields. By the way, Sean, you could also use that $250 on a quarter of a Mastiff entry. If you want to be a big dog and play $1,000. Should we do a joint Mastiff on one of these?
Yeah, I'm down.
Might not be as fun for the audience to join. Unless they're big dogs. Who was the guy that used to always come into the VIP section when we were doing the Madden streams? Because he put down his big bets.
Yeah, he was trying to get down like 4 figures on Madden Sims. I took Will Levis, probably a little bit of a reach. I took Isaiah Likely, also probably a little bit of a reach, but I really wanted him as my third tight end. So,
yeah, sometimes you got to take your guys down here. Who gives a shit? Right?
Well, and especially with again, like I'm not drafting for, what is it, 24 spots. I don't want to not have Will Levis because I got DeAndre Hopkins. So,
all right. Add little homer action to the team. Already going to be already running with the ones, the pass catching back. Tyrone Tracy going to be a problem, Sean. Tyrone Tracy's going to be a problem.
Now on the court, in the studio,
they play on a field.
Like he's not gonna. He's gonna be. When does the Tyrone Tracy music video?
I know
drop?
Well, there's no music video.
And where's our vote coder, Ryan? You told me you were gonna have it this week.
Oh yeah. Do we want to? I mean, I think I got to turn on before we start recording, but I believe we should probably test it before we try to use it on air. But I believe we have it.
Jalen McMillan goes rookie for the Bucks. He's a fun late round shot here.
You hear Baker gassing him up?
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, Baker loves this kid. Jalen McMillan, very fun pick. In fact, he's going from undrafted to like last round to look where he's going. Sean, what's 15th, 16th round? Yeah, 15th round.
Nikki Sager, you bastard! You took. They
listen
Justin
to our
Fields.
show. They hear us draft him every time. It's no surprise. Do you? I don't want to. I won't bring him up. I don't want you to get screwed. All right. I love this team. This is a dominant team, Sean.
Really?
Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff, Zamir White, Trey Benson, Zach Charbonnet, Jaleel McLaughlin, Tyrone Tracy. So I even have like the high floor pass catcher. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Chris Olave, Jordan Addison, Jameson Williams, Ricky Pearsall, Roman Wilson. I probably need to pile on some receivers here. Sam Laporta, Travis Kelce. Really, really, really elite team here.
Ryan,
don't screw it up.
Do I need a 6th running back?
My team will have a 6th running back because my first one was really late. You have McCaffrey. I don't think you do.
Yeah. Deonta Foreman just goes.
Yeah, and you already have a 3rd tight end, so I would say probably not.
I have 2 tight ends.
Oh, 2 tight ends. Do you plan on getting a? You should get a 3rd tight end. Yeah.
I got my 3rd tight end.
Yeah. So 3rd tight end. Nice. Yeah. You want to correlate that up. Oh shit. You know what? I'm not gonna let you fuck me over here. And I need him because I have the Chiefs.
Oh, Carson Steele.
And I'm gonna fuck up the ADP reports for the nerds. Someone took Carson Steele in the 16th round. Yep. You don't throw. Patrick Mahomes doesn't throw a behind the back pass to you if you're not making the team. I've actually thought a lot.
Come
about
on.
this. There's no way he's wasting time making a highlight with you. Fucking love Carson Steele. I explained to one of my daughters that he has a pet alligator.
Oh my God! Stop the draft.
Oh,
who took Chigozimo Okonkwo?
Jesus Christ!
Who would do such a thing?
Oh no! What's the pivot?
I got one.
We got to pivot. Your Will Levis is still good because you have it stacked with D Hop, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's nothing worse when some dickhead with a shield ruins and he's probably in the chat. Probably claims to be a fan. Wink, wink. What happened to the wink, wink? Don't draft my fucking tight end.
Yeah. What's the point of us rigging these drafts?
What's the point of us correlating all this? Oh, Tyler Boyd's out there.
Yeah. So obviously I'm going to take Tyler Boyd. Who's the New England tight end?
Oh boy. Isn't it Hunter Henry?
I'm drafting Drake May in the 17th round.
Woo!
It's kind of interesting.
That's very interesting. Didn't see that coming at all.
I mean, couldn't you see him randomly playing a game a la Kenny Pickett in like week 16, 17, where he has like 2 rushing touchdowns?
I don't hate the play.
Some garbage game. Hunter Henry, Austin Hooper won me a lot of money. I'll take a shot on him. Did someone draft Hunter Henry?
Yeah.
Why?
They're big Hunter Henry guys.
I'm going to go Austin Hooper. No, he doesn't have an ADP. Okay.
That's good.
Is it?
I don't know. You can listen to your favorite nerd. They might have a different opinion. All right. I already got a piece of the offense down there in New Orleans. Take a little AT Perry. Sean, you should put his name in your mental queue.
Oh yeah. I was all over him.
I'm just saying.
He's kind of more of a Jameis guy though.
I think he's going to be a part of the offense this year. I mean, Rashid Shaheed is there, but yeah, I don't know. AT Perry on the outside makes sense. We'll see if to your point, we'll see if Derek Carr can throw it to him. All right, so I have 7 receivers, 6 running backs, 2 tight ends, 2 quarterbacks. What do I do with my last pick, Sean? Probably another receiver, right? I think so.
I guess I need a 3rd tight end, right?
You probably do, yeah. The quality of your tight ends leaves a little to be desired. As nice as I can say it.
Do I go with a good tight end or do I go with Hunter Henry?
I think you can go
Austin Hooper.
I think going naked Drake May is fine. I don't think you need to. I think you should just take the tight end you think is going to be the best. Don't worry about the.
So Jonnu Smith. I'm kidding. Oh, Mike Gesicki goes. We gotta stop doing these live drafts. Right?
Yeah,
because the listeners just take all the guys I want. It's no fun.
They know your thoughts. They're inside your head. Some would say.
Tucker Kraft, massive upside. What happened to Greg Dulcich?
I don't know.
He blew out his knee, right?
He had some highlights at UCLA, and the fantasy nerds liked him because of his fucking yards per route run or whatever. And so now we have to deal with Greg Dulcich being in our life, even though Sean Payton fucking hates him clearly.
Yeah, I'm not.
Sean Payton's pretty clear. He's a transparent coach.
Jake Paquin checking in on the chat saying, taking
hey,
any Brendan Rice darts? I love how he keeps throwing out Brendan Rice.
Yeah, he's got his guys. Yeah, Jake, like, while you're at it, you should make a graphic for Jake's guys. So we get so everyone knows these.
I mean, he is Jerry Rice's son, and he's coached by Jim Harbaugh. How we should probably have some Brendan Rice.
This fucking shit he's pushing over here. I don't know what to do with this pick, Sean. Got any good late round darts for me to throw?
I mean, you already Carson Steele has kind of been my go-to.
See, if I were you, I would just fucking take Treylon Burks, but you need a tight end. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Man, I don't know. What do you think, Zach Ertz or Treylon Burks? I think Zach Ertz is going to have like 2 or 3 monster games.
Yeah, that's one of your guys.
I mean, the OC brought him over.
That's
Cliff brought him over to catch a bunch of easy passes. Ben Sinnott, you got to see the fields first. Ben Sinnott, unless you're Zach Laporta and just Russell Wilson goes.
Now Russell Wilson goes.
The actual Russell Wilson.
Oh, let's see. All right, so I got to say. All right, let's add in a little random. Because I said I would take 3 tight ends in all drafts.
Of course, remember everyone, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Toss us a nice rating and review over Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Give us the 5-star Spotify. Tucker Kraft goes tight end. He's pretty interesting. I mean, I'm a Luke Musgrave guy, but they drafted Tucker Kraft same year. They trusted Tucker Kraft in the playoffs. They're late. I think he might be dealing with a little bit of an injury though. Someone drafted Daniel Jones. Holy shit.
Great pick. Great pick.
So Ryan's out on the Giants. What is your share of Daniel Jones?
It's low right now. I'm coming in though. The problem is
Jawan Jennings goes. Interesting last round pick.
Almost took him.
And last pick in the draft, Mr. Irrelevant.
Is that your pick?
Zach Ertz.
Oh, nothing irrelevant about that pick, Sean.
I agree.
All right, you want to hear my team?
Sure.
Excellent. It's heavily correlated, which is what I was looking to do here. Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff. Very much I like the quarterback situation. Then you got Zamir White, who, by the way, Las Vegas, if you're keeping track at home, they got New Orleans week 17. Don't worry, I got some correlation there later on. Trey Benson, Zach Charbonnet, Jaleel McLaughlin, Tyrone Tracy, and Carson Steele, 6 running backs like that. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Chris Olave, Jordan Addison, Jameson Williams, Ricky Pearsall, Roman Wilson, A.T. Perry. They will say my receivers are weak, 7 of them. And then I went Sam Laporta, Travis Kelce, and Michael Mayer. So I got a New Orleans, Las Vegas double stack there for week 17. That could be the difference between nothing and a million, Sean. Stay tuned.
Could be.
By the way, I've received word that the goddamn cactuses have been mailed out, and I have not received mine. The fuck is up with these people? Got to get on the phone with the league office, Sean.
Told those crowds I don't roll on Shabbos.
But seriously, where's my fucking cactus?
UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN.
Don't say that promo code until they send me my cactus.
What do we got planned this week, Ryan? What
not a lot
NFL
so far,
futures?
but what we do know is we're going to be talking most and least points.
Great.
On Monday, and honestly, we're probably going to have a bonus NFL episode this week. So ramping up, because in the coming weeks, Sean, we have fantasy top 10. We have college football previews.
Ooh, conference
with Colby coming up, who's already started his team previews. I think he's a couple dozen. What do they call it? A baker's dozen. I think he's deep in. And then what comes after top 10 fantasy top 10s and college football previews? NFL team previews are fucking here. It's beginning. So strap in. We'll see if we have to do 2-a-days this year. Might do some 2-a-days. A lot of football talk.
2 days.
Basically, we're done.
National Football League.
We're basically done talking other sports.
Well, Ryan, we might get another NBA Finals game. We might have. I mean,
God willing, we'll be talking basketball one more time.
Lacrosse League is on by this week, but we will be back talking lax.
Should we do an episode just covering our power rankings?
Maybe. We'll see.
That's a nice,
stay tuned.
Quick episode.
Stay tuned.
And then, yeah, you know, football's better anyway. And then
People
we'll talk soccer. We'll check in with. We won't give Malcolm a second chance. We'll
talk to Boz. Premier League Gambling Podcast and the Soccer Gambling Podcast. If you're looking for some Euros action.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, Second the Money Green. He's Ryan.
No one drafted Bo Nix, Sean
Kramer. Let it ride.